Hello and welcome to today's tutorial where I'm going to show you how you can set your digital identity on Polkadot.js in the official Polkadot Web Wallet, which would then show up on Polkassembly or on Subsquare, which are the governance forums where you can basically comment on different referendums or proposals or even discussions that are taking part in the Polkadot and Kusama ecosystems. So let's kick things off with how you can set up your digital identity. Now I understand some people may be against this because you want to maintain anonymity, but if you have nothing to hide, if you're open, if you want people to see who you are, then this is the feature for you. So let's kick things off. Well, first of all, we can see my account here. Now I can see this username, but nobody else outside my account can see this. So if somebody new sees my address, maybe if I leave a comment somewhere, let's say in the Polkassembly forum, then they would only see the address, they would not see the username. So how do I set a digital identity? Well, the first thing you do is you click on the three dots to the right hand side. By the way, just keep in mind that I am on Kusama here. You can do this in Polkadot as well, equally the same. So you click the three dots, go to set on-chain identity, click on that, and here you need to set a display name. Now this is the display name that everyone is going to see, right? Let's assume that I didn't already have this display name. I do actually have it, so this is already reserved, but I'm just showing you how you can do it. Let's say I wanted to set it up as Cryptos chain, I could, so I'll just select that then. Now I do need to select one of these and enable it in order to actually verify my identity and register it, because every identity needs to be verified in order to get the green tick that you get, which is the verification symbol. Now keep in mind that you cannot verify a legal name or a web, so you need to verify your email, your Twitter, or your Riot name. By Riot name they actually mean Matrix, which is a website where you can chat to people, basically like an instant messaging app. So the most common one is Twitter, so most people would want to include Twitter, and so what you have to do here is you need to add your Twitter username. So in my case it would be @CryptosChain, right? Of course you would have your own Twitter name, and you can also add a second method if you want, like email, just to have two methods. So you could add email here. I will add my email address here, marketing@CryptosChain.com, and so now I have two methods. Now the next thing I would do here is click on set identity. Now if I do that, it will ask me to sign and submit the transaction, and of course it will use some KSM just to pay for that transaction fee. I'm not going to do that in this specific tutorial. I've already validated my identity. This is just to show you the steps that you need to take. Now the next thing that you need to do once you do that and you sign the transaction, you have to go to developer, you go to extrinsics. Let me close out of this here. You go to extrinsics, you select your account, you then have to select the first extrinsic option, which is identity. So you select identity here. Then on the second one, you need to go down and select request judgment reg index max fee. So here you need to leave the reg index as 0 and the max fee as 0.04, and you need to make sure that KSM is selected there on the right. It is by default, but you never know. Just in case, make sure it is selected. You hit submit transaction, pay the transaction fee, and that's it for the first step. Now once you're done with that, the next thing you need to do is you need to go back to your accounts, you need to copy your public address, you need to go to this website, which I am going to post a link to in the description of this video. It's called the Registrar Web3 Foundation website, so that you can actually be registered in their database. And so what you do here is you choose Kusama as the network. You can check the judgment if you want by pasting your address. You hit go, and it'll tell me here that there's no judgment request because I haven't run that extrinsic. Okay, so now it makes sense to you why there is an error here, because I didn't run the extrinsic. So this is why the extrinsic is important. Now you need to go to validate display name, and if you go to validate display name, you can see that your name is valid. Of course, in my case it is showing my public address. In your case it would be exactly the same, but it could also show a name, because if you change your display name, then it will show that name and it will show if it's valid or not, basically if somebody took it or not. So what you would do is you go to check judgment, and when you hit click go, it would actually show you the two different options that you've selected. Remember I told you that when you have to set your identity, you have to choose the options here, and there are only three that you can choose: email, Twitter, or Riot name. So in our case it would have been email and Twitter. Well, email and Twitter will actually show down here. Now obviously I can't see this because I haven't done the process, but it will show that they're not valid, right? So what it would actually tell you for Twitter to verify it is to actually send your private passphrase, because there is like a a secret phrase here, which is like a passphrase, which basically links to your identity. So you would copy that and you would DM the W3F registrar, so the Web3 Foundation registrar. You have to DM them. If you follow them, you can DM them, okay? And so you DM them that specific passphrase, and once you do that, then they will basically validate it for you. So that's how it works. Now, when it comes to the email, it's also very easy. They actually tell you where you need to send an email with your passphrase. You copy that passphrase, you send an email from the email address that you've mentioned here when you set the identity. Okay, they always need to match, because obviously you need to send an email from this email address to the Web3 Foundation. And once you do that, of course, in the subject, you can put in whatever you want. Just make sure that in the actual email itself, you are putting in that passphrase, okay? And so once you do that and you send it, then it will validate both for you, and then you will be validated, and you will get that green tick here, the validation tick next to your name, of course, and then everyone will see whenever you vote in governance who you are, your identity. Now, you may argue that in crypto you may want to be private, you may want to keep that identity secret, but there may be reasons why you'd want to make yourself public for some specific accounts. Maybe not with all of your accounts, but maybe with some specific accounts, maybe for voting and governance, etc. So yes, I hope you found this informative. Thank you for watching. Don't forget that if you want to check out the links on how you can do this, you can find it in the description of this video. Don't forget to hit the like. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.